guys, Harlan David Sanders here with a crazy card move tutorial. If you like card moves and card tricks, or just like to subscribe to YouTube channels, you should definitely subscribe. So today we're going to go over a very important move in the world of Magic, and that is the glimpse, the peek, the glimpse, however you want to call it. However, it looks a little bit like this. You have a deck of cards mixed by your participant who's going to say, hey, those cards feel really nice. Wow. I've never felt cards that felt this nice. Send me more cards. So first thing you need to do here is you're going to riffle through like this on the edge over here. And you're going to have the spectator call stop wherever it is they want. That's right. They could call stop wherever it is they want. It's a free world and this is a free choice. So they call stop. Let's say they look at this card over here. You, of course, close it up and say, sir, don't forget that card. As a matter of fact, could you shuffle the cards? Yeah. Okay, take the cards in your hand, mix them up. I'll tell you what, hold them in your own hands. I don't want to see or say anything here other than I need to. Let me just rub my hand over. Your card is the 9 of diamonds. And of course, the spectator is going to react positively because you have managed to get their card. Now, there's a couple of different techniques that I'm going to show you guys, 3 to be specific, in order to glimpse the card that the spectator has picked. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to come from this position. You could also have the card spread, and it's going to be the same exact thing. So let's discuss that. Let's go into that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold the deck in the left hand, just like this. Now you're going to have a little bit of a bevel action on the upper left corner of the deck. You notice that you're going to have a little bit of a hot bevel. That is so when you come up and you riffle these cards, there's already a slight curve and a slight bend for you to be able to put your forefinger there and your thumb in the back, so that when you riffle up, it becomes a little bit more of a nice little looking action here, as opposed to a jarring riffle. So you want a very nice, light sort of riffle. You're going to riffle up just like this and have the spectator call stop anytime they want for their peak. So let's say they call stop over here on the king of spades. As you close the spread, your pinky is pushing on that lower packet. The reason for that is that when you riffle off the end of it, this is a very exaggerated version of what you're going to do, but your pinky is going to retain the break separated by the lower half and the top half. However, that's exaggerated. What you actually want a performance is a little bit of a smaller gap, and that's done by putting pressure with your thumb and just having the flesh of your pinky. You see the hotness right there? Just having the flesh of your pinky retain the break. So of course that's separating their card, which is this one over here, from the rest of the deck with that little bit of a hot break. So of course now what you have to do is you're putting a little bit of pressure with your forefinger so that when you ask the spectator if they could shuffle the deck, that's when you're getting your glimpse. So here's the action for that. We're going to use our friend the thumb to revolve around and touch the face of the packet. You notice what happens when our thumb just revolves the pack. That's right, you get a nice little stepping action. Oh boy, you get a nice little stepping action, which guess what? That is going to allow you to glimpse at the little index of the card. And that's going to tell you everything you need to know, because that's going to tell you that their card is the 8 of spades. So in action, what's just happening is you're riffling. They call stop. Sir, don't forget your card. Can you shuffle the cards? Go ahead. And in that shuffle action, I'm getting my glimpse at the card they picked. So it's a very natural action of having them call stop. Sir, please don't forget your card. As a matter of fact, can you shuffle? Go ahead and shuffle the cards. So the reason I like this one is because it's a very natural action. You're riffling up. You're asking the spectator to call stop. You say, sir, please don't forget that card, because if you do, this whole thing is going to essentially get ruined. But can you shuffle the cards? And of course, in that action, I did my peek. I know what the card the spectator picked. They're shuffling the cards. They have the deck in their own hand. And from there, you could go wherever it is that you want. That's, of course, just one method of getting the glimpse or the peek at the card the spectator picked. So now we're going to talk about the next method. Okay, let's talk about the next method. Oh boy. So here, you're doing the same exact thing. You're doing the same exact step peek. So you're doing the exact same thing. It's just now the cover is going to be different. So the spectator could spread. They could touch a card. In this case, it's going to be the queen of spades. They could peek at it, however it is you want to do it. So let's say they touch here the queen of spades. We're going to square it up, get a pinky break right below that card. And here we're going to do the exact same mechanics of that previous heel peek. But this time we're going to have a different cover. So the cover this time is that we're going to tell the spectator to imagine their card just floating here, just like this. So we tell the spectator to imagine their card floating there. And in that action, we've already gotten a glimpse. So the way that works is, let's say we have another card picked, the Knight of Hearts. Now, it's very important that you start low and then get up high over here. So you're going to start at the lower, pretending that this is the lower edge of the card. You're going to come up, you're going to make this sort of lengthways part of the card, and then you're going to finish up here. The reason for that is because you're going to bring the cards to your eye level. And that has a very specific purpose, because you're not bringing your eyes to the card, bringing your cards to your eyes. So you don't have to do any sort of eye movement or excess sort of action. But in that action of drawing the card in the air, just like this, notice what's happened. You've already gotten your step. Of course, it's a very exaggerated step, but you've gotten your step. So that over here, by the time your hand reaches your eye level, you could peek directly at the card and ascertain the name of the card that the spectator is thinking of or that they merely picked. Oh boy, there you go. Look at that hot bouquet. So that's all that's happening here. You're doing the same exact peek. You're having a spectator call stop. Please don't forget your card. As a matter of fact, could you imagine drawing the card just over here? Can you do that? Perfect. Okay, let me just see if I could. You've seen the two little pips over here. Oh yeah. And of course you could ascertain whatever card they picked from that. But it's a very nice peek because it's in a natural action of telling them how you want to imagine the card in this imaginary space between you and them. So I brought a little bit of a surface here because this next peek is done as you are spreading the cards to the table just like this. So the way we get into that peek is we're going to riffle up the edge. We're going to have the spectator pick a card, however it is that we want him to pick a card. You're free elf. You could do whatever you want. But ultimately, we're going to have them call stop anytime they want. Let's say they pick that one. And in the context of spreading the cards on the table just like this, that's where we've gotten our little bit of a glimpse. Oh boy. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what's inside. So here, let's say they pick the Queen of Spades. Same thing. We're getting a break right below the Queen of Spades. Now we're going to do the same exact action. We're going to turn the deck over. We're going to get our glimpse. But this time we're doing it as we're putting the cards on the table to spread them towards ourselves. So the action here is that you're riffling up. They call stop anytime they want. Of course, you retain your break. And as you're bringing the cards to the surface so you could spread them towards yourself, you're getting your heel peek at the end over here. You're getting your peek that way. So that when you spread the cards on the table, there's no indication of where the card could possibly be because there's no stepping action. It's covered with the spread. So this is kind of a very lovely thing to have because imagine the spectators thought of a card, in this case, a Jack of Clubs, where they picked the card. You just spread the cards on the table just like this, and you've already glimpsed the card in that action. It's a very powerful glimpse. It's very strong. Don't dismiss it. Of course, in this case, what you could do is a little bit of a hot bonus. So here you're going to have the spectator pick a card. In this case, it's the Two of Diamonds. You're getting your glimpse as you spread the deck. And now here's the thing. You know the card. And because the cards are face up, you know where the card is. In this case, it's right over here. So you could force that position fairly easily by grabbing your spectator's hand. You tell them to put a pointer finger out. And you tell them to just, go back and forward. And you're just going to see if they're going to be able to get an impression. So you're going back and forth with the spectator's hand like this. They're pointing down. You grab their wrist. And when it gets to the Two of Diamonds, all you got to do is just put a little bit of downward pressure. They're going to come down. And you're going to say, hey, sir, I think that your card is a Two of Diamonds. And of course, they're going to be very surprised. And all that's done by this little natural action of doing the glimpse as you turn over the cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Those are 3 different ways to get glimpses. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I want to see you guys try it. You can't response videos anymore on YouTube. They used to have a thing where you could send response videos, but you don't do that anymore. I guess that's a smart thing because imagine everybody would be inundated with response videos, but it would be kind of cool because then I could see you do this for people and be like, hey, Piggy taught me that. Oh yeah. So yeah, do all the things, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a broom to ingest a bit of cotton string. Yeah.
See you again when I see you again. 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 When I see